Good evening and welcome to your Friday, April 12, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Semi-nude body of woman found in quarantine backlands. Mother, son arrested for murder of Festival City man. Guyana inches closer to 1.3 million barrels per day as US $12.7 billion WHIPTAIL project gets approved. Government on hunt for new contractor to finish abandoned Conversation Tree project. And 1,500 house lots distributed in first major Dream Realized initiative for 2024. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast with news of the gruesome discovery of the semi-nude body of a woman in the quarantine backlands. Andrew Carmichael reports that the investigators are working with the theory that the woman was raped and then murdered.
The body of Ninawati Nandalal, called Sharda, a 52-year-old domestic worker and farmer who resided at Number North Village, Quarantine, Berbice, was on Friday morning found in the backlands of the neighboring village, Number 55. The discovery was made by her son at about 7 hours 40.
The condition when you see me mama inside.
The woman had a wound to her neck and she was naked from the torso down. Police suspected that she was raped before being killed. Nandlal was a single mother of 3. According to her son, the woman had left on Thursday midday and ventured into the back dam to pick green mangoes to make achar for some visitors. The man said that he was at work when his sister called as night was approaching and expressed concern since the woman had not returned home.
We call like one of the calls and we drive down to 55 reef, go down to look at the back. I was searching the whole reef, come on back, I call some couple body home, we go ahead like that thing. And then we go back again and we still not getting our cash name was driving our cash name and thing. Walking the reef and what's it about and thing. I was still in till like after 3, then we stopped so much.
But Narindat says at 6 hours on Friday he got 2 cousins and continued the search.
My 2 cousins kept take that over the dam on the left hand and we take the right hand. So while he's walking on over there, watching under the bush and thing, I walk up. All of a sudden, like 75 feet away, 70 to 75 feet away, I saw a red cloth and a blue shore. So as I walk in to approach it, was my mother. Was very blood all over her face. She neck getting cut. When he come down, was naked.
Up to news time, police had taken 4 persons into custody. Investigations are ongoing. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
A mother and her son have been taken into police custody in relation to the murder of a 36-year-old man with whom they were engaged in a brawl at their Lot 3 Perry Street, Tugville, Georgetown home. Amaziah Hoenkirk, a laborer of Festival City, Georgetown, was stabbed to death today at around 7 hours, having sustained wounds to his abdomen and wrists. According to the police, the alleged perpetrator is a 42-year-old housewife who, along with her 21-year-old son, is in police custody. Last night, the woman and her other son, a 24-year-old laborer, had a misunderstanding with the victim over a speaker box. Then, this morning, the woman informed her 21-year-old son about the incident and claimed that her older son had abused her. As such, the younger son went in search of his brother, but instead encountered Hoenkirk and one of his friends. An argument ensued between them and the group ended up at the woman's residence, where the victim's friend allegedly hit the housewife with a hockey stick. Police said the woman then armed herself with a knife and allegedly stabbed Hoenkirk about his body. The victim and his friend then fled the scene and proceeded to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where Hoenkirk died while receiving medical attention. In about 3 years, Guyana will be producing as much as 1.3 million barrels of oil per day, as the Guyana government has approved the US $12.7 billion WHIPTAIL project, ExxonMobil's 6th development in the lucrative Stabroek Block offshore. Vanu Manichan reports that this 6th development will generate billions in revenue for Guyana, thereby supporting significant economic and social upliftment for the country and its citizens.
ExxonMobil has made a final investment decision for the WHIPTAIL development offshore Guyana after receiving the required government and regulatory approvals. WHIPTAIL, the sixth project on the Stabroek Block, is expected to add approximately 250,000 barrels of daily capacity by the end of 2027, bringing the country's production capacity to approximately 1.3 million barrels per day. The US $12.7 billion WHIPTAIL project will include up to 10 drill centers with 48 production and injection wells. The floating production, storage and offloading FPSO vessel for the WHIPTAIL project, to be named Jaguar, is under construction. 3 FPSOs, the Liza Destiny, Liza Unity, and Prosperity, are currently operating offshore Guyana and are safely producing more than 600,000 barrels of oil per day. Construction is also underway on FPSOs for the Yellowtail and Waru projects, with Yellowtail anticipated to start production in 2025 and Yaru targeted in 2026. Production from the 6 Stabroek Block developments will generate tens of billions of dollars of revenue and significant economic development for Guyana. Since first production in 2019, more than US $4.2 billion has been paid into the Natural Resources Fund. Meanwhile, in a statement, President of ExxonMobil upstream company Liam Malone says, quote, "Our rivaled success in developing the Guyana resource at industry-leading pace, cost and environmental performance is built on close collaboration with the government of Guyana, as well as our partners, suppliers and contractors. The Stabroek Block developments are among the lowest emissions intensity assets in ExxonMobil's upstream portfolio and will provide the world with additional reliable energy supplies now and for years to come." End quote. There are currently 6,200 Guyanese working in support of Stabroek Block operations, which is 70% of the workforce. Moreover, the spend of ExxonMobil Guyana and its contractors with Guyanese suppliers since 2015 surpassed $1.5 billion at the end of 2023. Meanwhile, ExxonMobil has also announced plans to drill and appraise at least 7 new wells within the Stabroek Block this year. Esso Exploration and Production Guyana Limited, EEPGL, Exxon's local subsidiary, is the operator of the Stabroek Block and holds a 45% interest, while Hess Guyana Exploration Limited holds a 30% interest, and the CNOOC Petroleum Guyana Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary of CNOOC Limited, holds the remaining 25% interest. However, Hess Corporation has agreed to merge with Chevron, and this transaction is expected to be closed this year. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
The Guyana government and the contractor for the model Gasta energy project, Linseka CH4 Guyana Inc., are at loggerheads over the timelines of the project and associated costs. Here is Vanu Manikchand again with the details.
The Linseka CH4 Guyana Inc. joint venture company was awarded the US $759 million contract in November 2022 to build the 300-megawatt combined cycle power plant and a natural gas liquids facility at Wales West Bank Demerara, key components of the Gasta energy project. However, there was a 3-month delay in other components of the project that would affect the contractor's delivery of the power plant. While government has extended the deadline, the contractor is not satisfied and wants more time. According to Vice President Dr. Bart Jagdeo, they are also making financial claims since the delays would cost the company.
For the contractor, if they don't complete the project on time, it's over 11 million US per month. They have to pay in liquidating damages for delay on the project. So they're arguing that they need more time beyond the 3 months. We are saying 3 months adequate for you because that is the delay we've had.
However, this US $50 million financial claim was rejected by the Guyana government, which was advised by the project consultant, Engineers India Limited, that the contractors do not have merit in their claim.
We have legal opinion to say that they have no merit on the financial claim. Now, when you were faced with that sort of situation, as with any contract, you now have to go to a dispute resolution mechanism. So what was chosen was something called a Dispute Adjudication and Arbitration Board. And so the matter is likely to be determined by 3 persons from that board, which is currently being set up. Now, when they determine this matter, if at the end of the process either party is not satisfied with the result of it, they can then ask for arbitration.
The delays in question were caused by the late handing over of sites and facilities, which were undertaken by ExxonMobil and subcontracted out. The Guyana Shore Base Inc. and Kaiko Construction were the 2 companies that had delays in delivering their components of the works. Based on the contract, Linsake CH4 are required to deliver 228 megawatts of power, with 4 gas turbines coming on stream at the end of 2024, and another 2 steam turbines are expected by the end of 2025, taking it to the total 300 megawatts of power using natural gas that would be piped from the oil field offshore Guyana.
What we have now is a delay for the 4 turbines, the single cycle turbines, right, or the simple cycle turbines, these to come, and the delay, we believe, is by 3 months. So taking it to end March, April, and the contractor wants a delay or to complete the simple cycle turbines, the gas turbines, by August.
VP Jagdeo argued that even with a 3-month extension to the contractor, the timeline for the power plant, which is just one of several components of the Gasta energy project, would still be on time.
The 300 megawatts timeline, the full 300 megawatts with the steam turbines, still on track to end 2025.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakchand.
Keep your end of the bargain, Kroll urges beneficiaries of Core Home Initiative, and parents urged to allow girls to get HPV vaccine as government aims to majorly reduce cervical cancer by 2030. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it! Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesur.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. iBet to win with iBet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older to bet.
Micro, small, medium enterprises can expect significant support in 2024. The sum of $450 million was allocated to the Small Business Development Fund and $331 million for the Small Business Bureau. This will provide for the disbursement of 100 loans and 1,362 grants to businesses. Additionally, 2,800 businesses will receive training in apiculture, farming, livestock, poultry rearing, and micro-enterprise. This and more are initiatives of the 2024 national budget, which is being supported by revenues earned from oil production.
Transitions light intelligent lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Experience more than award-winning speed. Way more. Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Guys, I think I'm in love! Wow!
Yeah, I was looking at you too.
What? What are you talking about? I'm in the tiles. Where did you get them?
Oh, me, Madeka. Obviously the best tile store in Guyana. Come, let me take you there.
My kitchen, my bathroom, my floors. Mima Decor has everything. And the prices are great too.
So, yeah, I want to have a date now.
We can build on that.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. The Ministry of Housing and Water today hosted its first major Dream Realized initiative for the year, an ambitious government program that addresses housing needs of the population. Luana McAllister reports that this event saw some 1,500 house lots situated in the Wales Development Housing Scheme on the west bank of Demerara being distributed to citizens, some of whom have been waiting for as much as 20 years for their dream home.
The Wales Development Housing Scheme on the west bank of Demerara in Region 3 comprises a total of 5,000 house lots. On Friday, 1,500 of those were allotted to citizens. Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell says the new housing scheme was strategically planned and will offer residents access to essential amenities and infrastructure, including schools, healthcare facilities and transportation networks.
These developments, coupled with commercial activities in this region, is a testimony or an evidence of economic growth and prosperity for the people of Region 3. Today, we therefore will continue to bring relief through the allocation of house lots. So everyone says Wales, but to be specific, we're speaking about in Vive-la-Force, Lorenzo, Laurentino Katrina, and Friesland, or Friesland, some people will say. This development in the Wales falls under the Wales Housing Development. Today, these five blocks for residential house lots speak to 3,717, of which we are allocating 1,500 today. So therefore, the staff will be working to finish. All right? This area is in proximity, as everyone said. You may look at distance now, but it will be in proximity to your new bridge, as well as for the Gasta energy project. And I imagine when they are completed, these areas will see an uptick in economic activities, and residents will all have a new lease of life, so to speak.
The minister added that government's investments in this regard aim to return vibrancy to the community, which was plunged into a state of rapid economic decline when the previous government shut down the sugar estate there.
These issues, when taken into consideration, CHPA, when we are coming up with the pricing for the land, when working on the pricing of the land, took all of these into consideration. And so therefore one can conclude, into context with parallel costs that we've asked for land, you can say that it is within your reach. The region has a backlog of 11,656 applicants, meaning Region 3. So at the end of today's exercise, we can say about 13% of your overall pending applicants in Region 3 will be cleared.
Region 3 has the second highest demand for house lots in the country, with a backlog of over 11,000 applicants. Since assuming office in 2020, the government has distributed a total of 7,300 house lots in the region. Countrywide, some 31,000 house lots were allotted. The government aims to deliver 50,000 house lots within the first term in office. Reporting for the Evening News, Lawanda McAllister.
Beneficiaries of the Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Core Home Program are being reminded of their contractual obligations, with Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell urging them to keep their end of the bargain. Kelroy Williams tells us more.
Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowell recently engaged beneficiaries of the Adequate Housing and Urban Accessibility Core Home Program. For this year, 49 homes were set to be constructed, 15 of which have already been completed thus far. Crowell noted that the remaining 34 homes will be constructed in a timely manner and assured homeowners that they will receive the keys to their home by the end of May.
Minister Rodriguez would have engaged with the contractors, with the pool of contractors that we're working with, and all have been ironed out and we have some understanding, and then we have the agreement with the bank. So where we are now is that we expect smooth flowing of the completion of your houses. That is why we can commit, the 34 of you here present, that all 34 is to be completed before or on or before the end of May. So that we can assure you here today.
However, Minister Crowell disclosed that one of the main challenges arising from the program is the defiance of new homeowners in relation to their contractual agreements.
The conditionality or the agreement that you sign has two basic or two major timelines. One is that you must move in within a month, and secondly, if you were staying, put it this way, temporary, I have to say, right? Because by and large it will not be a proper structure. On the land, you have within 1 month to dismantle, 7 days to dismantle the facility that you have here. Any building, any structure you have on the land, you have 7 days to dismantle that. And so the thing is, we have had cases whereby persons move in and they want to keep the other structure. Can't have it both ways. You've signed an agreement, so 7 days after you've moved in, you have to dismantle. So you have to keep your end of the bargain too, because there were, as I said, there were checklist conditionalities that we have to verify.
Thursday marked a significant milestone in the initiative as 4 beneficiaries received keys to their homes, making the total number of homes constructed under the program 100.
So we have handed over 96 houses, and you heard we're handing over another 4. So today we'll be achieving the 100 mark for the handing over of the core houses.
Each of these newly constructed homes features 2 bedrooms, kitchen, and washroom facilities, providing comfortable living spaces for the beneficiaries. Funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, this initiative requires beneficiaries to be landowners and contribute $100,000 towards construction costs. For the Evening News, Kelroy Williams.
The Guyana government aims to contribute to the global push to significantly reduce cervical cancer cases by 2030, and as such, parents are being encouraged to allow their girls to get the HPV vaccine. Michael Henry reports that the Ministry of Health officially launched its strategy for cervical cancer elimination today.
Human papillomavirus vaccines are vaccines that prevent infection by certain types of human papillomavirus, one of the greatest risks of cervical cancer. Cervical cancer is a growth of cells that starts in the cervix, the lower part of the uterus. On Friday, the Ministry of Health launched its global strategy for cervical cancer elimination. That strategy speaks to the need for 90% of girls to be fully vaccinated with HPV vaccine by age 15. As such, during the launching event, parents were encouraged to join the fight and allow their children to be vaccinated. Education Minister Priya Manichan emphasized that the vaccine is free of cost.
I think it's the responsibility of every person in this room and every parent listening to us to make your own decisions about your children, your girls. This is free, widely, or I shouldn't say widely, universally available across Guyana. Every region, every valley, every mountaintop, every inner city, community. It is available, it is free, and we're begging you to take it. And I can say that both my children will be taking this vaccine because I believe that that is something I can do to demonstrate the love I feel for them.
Meanwhile, Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony alluded to some of the targets set by the World Health Organization to achieve a significant reduction in cervical cancer cases by 2030. This includes having 70% of women screened by age 35, and again by age 45.
And we feel that if we implement using the WHO guidelines of 90-70-90, that by the time we get to 2030, that we'll certainly see a significant reduction in cervical cancer. As it is now, when we look at the stats from our cancer registry, breast cancer is number 1 among women, and cervical cancer is number 2. So if we can eliminate this, because this is caused by a virus, and if we can eliminate it, then this is one less thing we have to worry about.
In the following months, the Ministry of Health and its partners intend to increase awareness of cervical cancer. According to the World Health Organization, cervical cancer is the 4th most common cancer in women globally, with around 660,000 new cases and around 350,000 deaths in 2022. The highest rates of cervical cancer incidence and mortality are in low and middle income countries. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
The Guyana government is currently working out the arrangements to have a new contractor complete the Conversation Tree to Dennis Street Road expansion project, a section of which has been left abandoned by the Trinidadian contractor. In this report, you will hear that government is in the process of terminating Calco Guyana Incorporated's contract. Let's have a look.
The $1.8 billion project was split into 2 lots, the first of which was completed by S. Jagmohan Construction and General Supplies, Inc. The second phase was awarded to Trinidadian company Calco Guyana Incorporated, which has been flagged on multiple occasions for poor performance and has abandoned the works. On Thursday evening, President Dr. Irfan Ali and a team inspected the state of the incomplete section of the road. He instructed that a technical team meet the following day to discuss the way forward. When contacted for an update on this meeting, Public Works Minister Juan Egil assured on Friday that efforts are being undertaken to have the stalled road works completed.
We can't say that at this time. We have to engage somebody else, then I'll tell you who. And we have to determine what rates would be charged and what it would cost coming out of this contract, giving it to somebody else, what is the extra cost, and all the rest of it. Because it's a contract that has been issued now 2 years old.
According to Egil, these details are expected to be finalized and a new contractor selected by Monday. Earlier this week, it was announced that government is moving to terminate the $830 million contract with Calco. According to the Public Works Minister, they are engaging the Trinidadian company virtually to iron out the termination details, including liquidating damages. Egil explained to this newscast how this will be calculated.
The general rule of what the contract requires, 0.1% per day for up to 100 days. And our maximum 5% of the total amount of the contract.
Meanwhile, during Thursday's site visit, President Ali had inquired about the current drainage situation.
I know NDIA would have had some concern with the width of the drain, but the only way we could get forward in, we have to pump out.
No, I understand.
So it's not a compromise on the drainage capacity of the concrete.
But It's deeper
The
drain.
guy said that the capacity hasn't changed. Y'all went
No,
deeper.
we have made there, and it's concrete, so
Once it's concrete, it's going to flow. It's still open up with the flow as well as minimum silt.
All right, good.
Nevertheless, the head of state ordered that immediate drainage and irrigation works be done at the unfinished section of the road in the meantime to avoid flooding in the event of heavy rains. Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manik-Chand.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Saturday, April 13, 2024 at 4 hours for 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 6 hours 40 on Saturday, April 13, 2024, also for 1.5 hours.
Sean Paul and Kess team up for official anthem of ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2024 and Milo frontrunners eyeing ultimate win. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by Macorp.
Entrepreneurs, coconut byproducts are in high demand. How can you cater to that demand? By investing in a coconut shredder from Sylvie's. Guaranteed to increase your output, this 110-volt stainless steel machine shreds coconut in seconds, allowing you to also save on labor and time. From the shreds, you can create coconut powder, oil, milk, etc. Order yours now at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speed Test, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute everything's going right and the next something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.ui. Fuel your success. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it! Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesui.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. I bet to win with iBet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older to bet.